I'm Azin Yousefiani, and I'm originally from Iran, Kurdistan. And now I'm coming from Atlanta. I'm studying MFA at GSU, and it's been my third year there. So yeah, and I've studied bachelor in painting and master degree in painting in Iran, and this is kind of my second master degree at GSU. Yes.
What's your focus as an artist?
So right now, my main focus is on papermaking and printmaking. So as you can see here, I made a lot of papers with different shapes. Different shapes. Originally, it was just like one shape, one pattern. I work with a lot of patterns. This is a way that I represent my identity as an immigrant here. So it's like I manipulate and transform these patterns, the patterns that I brought from Iran, especially Kurdistan, the region that I came from. So it's like, for me, it's like, representing my new identity here. I'm looking for that, and it's like, it looks like the same pattern, but it's not. It's just like transforming. It's like changing. It's kind of like me, just like me. About starting painting, it was just from my childhood. Like, it was something that I started when I was really young. But about using paper as my medium, I just started when I was studying my bachelor degree. Yeah, it was like, I think it's been 7, 8, maybe more years that. Yeah, I was really, once I learned this technique, I was like, oh my God, that's it. It's gonna be my technique forever. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it all the time. Yeah.
Where do you get inspiration from? Is it a person or an experience, a book, a painter?
It's definitely from experience, because I'm focusing on my identity and my experiencing as like, who am I, like where I came from, like, it's just like it's all about what I'm experiencing here as an immigrant. So I cannot tell like next month what I'm gonna work at it, because it is just like changing all the time, and yeah, that's it. I thought about a project to just focus on two patterns that I had, like I brought some fabric from my hometown, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on just these two patterns. So I started making lots of papers just inspired by those patterns. As you can see, the papers are they are not exactly same in terms of color and in terms of even form, but they are inspired by the same pattern. So these two body of patterns gonna make like bigger work. It's gonna shape bigger work, and I'm gonna do some prints. I mean, this is a part of my process. I'm gonna do some prints, as you can see that I'm working on these plexis. I don't know if you can see really or not, but I'm scratching these plexi, and I'm gonna do some monoprints on these papers in these patterns. And all these patterns that I am drawing here, they are from the same one, but they are not same. Like, they are all changing and transforming.
Last question. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
That's a hard question. I mean, I think I received a lot of good advices. Some of them were mean, some of them were nice, but I think they were all necessary and part of the process. Like, sometimes when you indulge yourself in doing something, and you just receive this advice that, dude, just chill out. I mean, maybe you should do something else, or just come on. I mean, and that's like that's like a point that you think, okay, maybe I need to reconsider what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any specific thing in mind, but I believe a lot of my professors, a lot of people gave me some advices at different points of my life that I thought maybe it's not maybe it's not fruitful or whatever, but later I figured out, wow, yeah, that was something that I really needed in that time.
Do you care to show us a little bit of what you've been working on?
Yes, sure. So first of all, I use this blender to blend my papers, and then I use the pulps, and I use these screens that you can see to make the papers. So it's like I had a big tub and I just put through this, and I got my paper here. But for the specific shape, I cut my shapes and use these foams here. And then, I mean, some of them were really delicate, so I had to keep the pulp, and it just, in some points, it's exactly like painting, because you have to keep them really straight in the shade. Then in some points I add different colors and different pulps that I made. So yeah, that's the process. And then I just put the screen back like this, and then I press some towels, something that is dry to just, I mean, it's a really messy can't remember the word. Process. It's a really messy process. I mean, the water just goes everywhere. So right now it's because I'm done with that process, so it's okay, just cleaned up, and but it involves a lot of water and just cleaning up, and yeah. Here are the papers that I made, and I cut the same form that I inspired by the pattern that I'm using on. And as you can see, some of them are dry, so I can show you. So I dyed some pulps, I made some pulps here, and these forms that you can see. So this gonna make these, I might use some of them as individual pieces and do some prints on it, do some monoprints on it. But I think these forms gonna make be a part of a bigger work with all different patterns, which is inspiring, not different patterns. I mean, it's the same pattern, but it's transformed pattern. For me, it's different. That's why I keep saying different patterns. So as you see, yeah, I might make some collage and then do some prints on it, and yes. That's it. Let me show you if this one is. Yes. And I used some specific papers for this project. I used Abaca and BFK ribs because I'm gonna do some monoprints on it. So it's important that the paper could absorb the ink in a really great way. I mean, you cannot get the good result by just using some regular papers. So, and here there are more papers that I am waiting for them to get dry. But I think I can show you some of them. Yeah. So you can see, and these are the patterns that I was talking about, the transforming and manipulating that happens here. And I'm scratching these patterns, as you can see. Then later I will use press and I'll ink it up, and I'll just print these patterns, print this plexi on the surface of these papers that I made.